Maybe we're going to play Gruul here. Yeah, black doesn't really impress me. Blue doesn't impress me at all, outside of the fact that we have Counterspell, a Snarl, Maelstrom Muse, Expressive Iteration. Oh, we have Culmination of Studies. I didn't see that down there. If there's a way for us to like make good use of this, I could see us playing it. Like if we're all we're doing is playing red blue and you have some way to like win with that card, that would be fine. But this red seems pretty powerful. This seems pretty damn good, right? Am I crazy? I'm thinking red's our best color. I mean, we also have like Fuming Effigy we could play. Not like a bad card. It's even better if you play something like Lorehold Excavation. I mean, we would definitely play this, right? We would just play this and like put the Lorehold campus in there. We would play like Adventurous Impulse. Is the backside of her worth playing? Yeah, I'm thinking Gruul. I think I think she's worth playing, her foresight. It's a 4-mana 4/4 that, like, if I happen to gain life, just like pay 1 and make your party a lot bigger. That like seems pretty like reasonable. Like we're not gonna really gain life in red, but like green has like its occasional life gain. Like he produces a 1/1 that gets you a life. This gains you life. If we play Fortifying Drought, that gains you life. Um, like yeah, I mean, I think we could play Gruul here. I think that's where we're at. Let's look. Actually, you know, we could probably just play the Witherbloom Campus anyway, and like have the upside of being able to cast this. We could do that. Definitely want the Mage tools, the Troll, probably Field Trip, Cultivate. I don't know if we want to cultivate stuff, honestly. Like maybe we're just, are we trying to be aggressive? I don't think we have enough to be aggressive though, right? I think this is going to be kind of more of a mid-range thing. Oh, I haven't checked my full lessons. Let's check those out. Okay, so the lessons we'd be able to cast if we played Gruul are Spirit Summoning, Elemental Summoning, Academic Probation. So choose target non-land permanent. Until your next turn, it can't attack or block, and activated abilities can be activated. So in like a rare situation, the second part of that text would be okay. You know what I mean? Like we could use it. I'm not saying it's like good, but there is a situation in which that can be good. So it's nice that we would have access to that if we needed it and Lorehold Campus is on the battlefield, right? Unfortunately, we're not going to play double black. Otherwise, we could have access to Necrotic Fumes. You could cast Elemental Summoning. You'd be able to cast Pest Summoning. So we could, in a way, be able to get to and cast every one of those if we wanted to. We also have Expanded Anatomy, which is pretty decent. And the learn cards that we currently have available to us are Field Trip, Ingenious Inspiration, and I think that's it. Uh-huh. Unless we played a bad card like Cram Session. That card's bad. Oh, if we played Enthusiastic Study. We would have access to it if we played Enthusiastic Study as well. If we played this deck setup, we would have 2 learned sources, it appears. So, speaking of which, like we could also, not that this is an issue, but where's am I just crazy? Okay, we could play the Snarl as well if we wanted to. Have the option to play the backside of Will. Yeah, I don't downgrade too many like learn cards, but something like, unless it's relevant, like unless it's like really relevant in my deck, like this is fine. Like I think a 2 mana card that makes me a 1/1 and gets me another card, I think that's reasonable. But Cram Session, like unless I'm really playing a deck that triggers off of life gain, I would not play this card. Like this card is just like, why would I play this? I would just rather play a better card. Maybe I don't have an option of playing a better card, but I would rather just play a better 2-drop or a better effect than this that can go grab me an effect. But if I have synergies and I have really good lessons, yeah, I could see playing that card. Yeah, Enthusiastic Study is solid too. I'm just trying to figure out where we're gonna end up here. So I don't think that we have enough to be like really aggressive, do we? I guess it's still fine. Even if you're not really aggressive. It's still like you're probably going to kill their big creature and win combat. And it replaces itself, really. So that's reasonable. So we could play the Snarl. That way we have our main land and the ability to play Will. We're playing Lorehold Campus, gives us the option to play Lorehold Command, which I think Command is quite powerful. I don't mind putting a single dual land in my deck to play that card. And then we have the Witherbloom Campus, so we have the option of playing Dean as a 1-drop if we needed to, but pretty much he's going to be our 4-drop, right? In most every situation. Yeah, exactly. I agree, Dio. But my question will come down to how much interaction do we actually have, and what's the most important piece of interaction we have. So right now we're staring at 15 lands. But I think Grill is probably going to be the way to go. Make me open up a counter spell. Most of my rares are red-blue. And then I wind up in Gruul. What kind of world do I live in? Crazy. But I think having access to 3 of the lessons, to go to your point, is pretty relevant here. Environmental sciences, if we wanted to maybe splash another white card somewhere, that's pretty reasonable. Expanded anatomy can be quite powerful for us. Just pumping up our whatever creatures that we have. We also have a letter of acceptance. Don't know if we need it. Biblioplex assistance, pretty cool. If we need an additional 4-drop. So it's instant sorcery. All right, it's just one of each type. I don't think that that's worth splashing. It's pretty good. I mean, we have spells that are worth grabbing, like instants and sorceries. Sorcery, we could grab like Ingenious Inspiration, Cultivate, Field Trip, Mage Duel. Instance, to get access to Lorehold Command, Heated Debates, Enthusiastic Study, things like that. But I don't know if it's worth another slot. And then I'd probably put a Plains in there. And then putting a Plains in there, I guess, is like okay in the sense that we have environmental sciences to grab said Plains. Wanted to. Okay, so for now, let's just throw some lands in here. Helps me to visualize my land. throw like some of those in there. Throw some of those in there. We can get off the lands. Okay. All right. So what do we think, chat? What do we think? Aside from the lands, let's take a look at red first. Is there anything that's still in red that we think that we should have in here? Sitting at 13 creatures, 11 instants and sorceries total. The lands together. Put the interaction over here. Wait. Put it over here. 2 Heated Debates is nice. Like we got some premium removal in red. We have 2 Mage Duels. An Emergent Sequence. Got this. Okay. So this is the interaction we have. We have 6 pieces of real interaction. First day of class, I'm not going to play. That's just not going to happen. Blood Age General is good, I guess, if we have some number of spirits. We have the possibility of 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, yeah. So like he's not really worth it as far as 2 drops go. Plus we have Celebrant and 2 Historians, which are good. The Graph, which is fine. Emergent Sequence and Bird Colony. Twin Scroll Shaman. I think that this is fine if you're playing like a hyper aggressive deck and you have like Infuriates and things like that, where you can just kind of go off and win quick with them. I think that's fine. But outside of that, I don't really play a 3-mana 1/2 with Double Strike. Take another look at green. We have the option of playing the Witherbloom Pledge Mage as a big 5-drop, which seems kind of reasonable. Charge Through is okay. Reckless Amplimancer can be okay. It's like, I think if you have some number of like pump spells where you can like kind of abuse that 5 late in the game, that's pretty good too. But Fortifying Drought is another interactive spell, plus it gains us life if we are playing Dean of the Vein. But I don't think that we need that. We have plenty of removal right now. No green-red cards, right? Dual cards that would be useful. So I guess posing the 2 questions here is, 1, do we want a 5-mana 5/5 that gains us life when we cast a spell? Again, adds in some, besides being a 5/5, it's a little bit more relative because we do have the backside of Dean if she's our 4/4 and then he's our 5-drop. You're casting spells. Every time you gain a life, you just pay 1 and rally up your squad. Seems pretty good. But 1, do we want a 5-drop? 2, what are the cuts that we make? If we want to add the 5-drop, we have to make 3 cuts. Otherwise, we have to make like 2. I do like this card. Like, I think this is a reasonable card. I think we're playing close to enough creatures where Adventurous Impulse is still good. I think if we were playing like 12... Like, if you were playing like at least 12 or less, I probably wouldn't play. Yeah, too many playables, yeah. I still think having Cultivate and Field Trip is fine, right? But we know we're going to play the Heated Debates. That's not debatable. Mage Duel is just I don't know. This is real hard. I feel like I want to play both the Mage Duels and the Ingenious Inspiration, and maybe cut the Enthusiastic Study. Yeah, I do have a lot of things I can do with my lands too. Lots of things. I like having the Graph in here. I have no qualms about like playing this as a 2-drop and then playing this on turn 3 and sacrificing this. You know, like attack with this and then sack this to play this for 2 mana. How much learn would be left if I cut study? I believe 2. We would have field trip and isn't there another one? No, I don't have any other white sources other than the one duel. Not currently, anyway. The mana base is just kind of thrown together right now. Yeah, I think the only way we would have to learn is field trip. Oh, and ingenious inspiration. So we would have 2 learn sources if we cut enthusiastic study. But no bolt. I don't have any other fixing. Like I wasn't provided any other fixing for white than this card. But so we would still have 2 learn cards. And yeah, my 2 drops are meh. Like these are really good, and like the Graph is fine. I mean, this is more of, you know, this is ramp. Scourge Colony is like not great, but especially in this format, like having a 2-drop that I can later turn into a 3/2 is pretty relevant. As far as the impactful cards that we can grab, like I said, there could be environmental sciences, expand the anatomy. Uniquely, we can grab academic probation, elemental summoning, or spirit summoning. Fuming Effigy. Yeah, we could take out Fuming Effigy for the Witherbloom Pledge Mage. I mean, I suppose like his passive ability is only going to tick like 2 times. I mean, very conditionally, right? Like we would have to have historians in the graveyard on top of like an ardent dust speaker out to really get it to go. That's reasonable. All right, so let's think for a minute on not playing Lorehold Command. Because I would have no problem playing a Plains in here. Like we have Field Trip, I have Emergent Sequence, and Cultivate. So I have no problem like really playing a Plains. But maybe you're right. Maybe the value of just Lorehold Command by itself isn't worth a slot. Like there's Reconstruct History, which is medium. That's about it. Defend the Campus, I guess. Defend the Campus is fine, but we already have good removal with the Heated Debates and the Genius Inspiration and the Mage Duels. But If we were to cut like Lore Hold Command, we could cut like Command and possibly Enthusiastic Study. Then be looking at something like this. Right? Like that's the other option right now, is look at it this way. But yeah, you're right too. Like the 2-drops aren't fantastic. I mean, aside from this actually being a spell, that's, you know, that usually you're playing it on 2, but you don't have to play it on 2. Other than that, like this is like fine as a 2-drop, but it's also fine once it's late in the game. A 4/4 with reach is pretty relevant. And then same with like, so I'm happy to play this on turn 2 and a little bit later if I need to. Not happy, I guess, but I'm okay with it. And the Goff is, you know, it's fine at a 5 slot. Like it's great if you can play it at 2, but if you can play it at 5, it's fine too. It's a 5/4 for 5. So maybe like Scourge Colony could get the cut, because I think both of these are probably, I don't know, I think these two are pretty close. I think the Historian's better than Colony. But we're sitting at 13 creatures. We're going to be ramping, then Amplimancer gets a little bit better. Like for 5 mana, you can make it a 4/4. For 10 mana, you can make it an 8/8. It's like, I guess if you get her late game, that's better than a Scourge Colony, to be honest. Oh. I guess if I'm not going to play white, I don't have to play a Campus. We're at 43-52. Something like an even split's probably fine, right? So we don't need to play the Campus. Right now we have 8 and 8. Probably want 17 lands, or can we get away with 16 because we have like 3 ramp spells? That seems risky. I think we want green land a little bit more. Just because green land can get us other lands, right? So I think we want to make sure that we hit that. We want to make sure we hit forest. Yeah, reach is really relevant. And I think that normally I would probably put Scourge Colony above Reckless Amplimancer. But just the fact that we have so much like good removal in our deck, that I think that anything that becomes like, or that is a problem for us, that we should be able to answer with our removal. And then that way we can utilize like our early game creatures late game, even with all the mana that we would be producing. But normally I would I favor this, and especially in draft, I favor a 2/2 or with reach. Yeah, I think 17 lands is probably good. I think 16 is getting too getting too great. They're getting too greedy. But maybe not, because we have Adventurous Impulse, Emergent Sequence, Field Trip, and Cultivate. So I feel like I could run 16 lands. But the question is, whatever card I would run over the 17th land, is it worth it? I don't know if the answer is yes. If I did, it would probably be Enthusiastic Study, or just because it does learn. So Enthusiastic Study is pretty relevant. Plus like a study plus this, you know, pretty huge, but that again is 8 mana. Okay, last thoughts and opinions. Anyone feel like playing 16 lands is too greedy? Can't believe I find myself playing Gruul. What is going on in my life? I draft Boros. I'm playing green-red inside of a seal tournament. I guess, yeah, keep in mind, situationally, Dean can come in as a 1-drop, which is pretty relevant. Like, It's a 1/1 with Menace lifelink. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. When you do, you can pay 2. If you do, make a 1/1 lifelink. When it dies, you gain 1. So that's pretty reasonable upside for a 1-drop. And the 4-drop, again, whenever you gain life, you may pay 1. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control, and those creatures gain trample. That's crazy. That's strong. And we have a couple ways to trigger life gain, right? There's an upside to that as well. Question is, how good is Rowan versus Will? I think Will is better. If her +1 said deal 1 damage to like any target, or 3 damage if you drew more than 3 cards, or 3 or more, then I would think she's really good. But a -4 to get an emblem is not bad. So yeah, that's pretty good. Because that emblem can just win you the game, right? Especially if we're casting a bunch of like removal spells and stuff. We don't have like any big over-the-top spells to be casting that you can get crazy value off of it from, but cool. All right. I think we give this a shot. I think we might have a chance. But no one this over 16th, over 17th land? Just go down to 16, run enthusiastic study. Anyone? Anyone biting? Eh? You're probably right. Your silence is spoken, you're probably right. All right. Whew. All right. 7 wins or 3 losses right in a row. The way that we do this. Reason over here. We go first. Okay, so we have a turn 1 Adventurous Impulse if we want, but I think we'll probably just play the Frostboil Snarl on turn 1, not reveal a land, and then turn 2 we can play the Forest into Emergent Sequence, then probably Cultivate. So yeah, I think this hand is definitely keepable. And I don't think that we have to Impulse right now, right? Because like we have lands and we have creatures, so like I'd rather use that card when I need it more. Oh, all right. This just has this Team Pennant coming through. Fine. We're just gonna cultivate this turn anyway. Saves them 2 damage, I suppose. Probably just 2 green. I think that's fine. Like if they have some form of removal for my forest, yeah, if you want to shock my forest now, that's like perfectly fine. Like we've already ramped. Like we're good to go. Saw the planeswalker down there. It's pretty bad. This seems pretty reasonable so far. One mana shy of the bookworm. Oh, they probably have the exile. Yeah, Rise of Extus. Yep. I'm glad they use that now though, and not on bookworm, because bookworm we can get back over and over again, but not if they Rise of Extus it. Nice. Nice. Rule takes the first victory. Playing its big old fatty creatures. Uh-oh. Gonna be stuck in purgatory. Give it 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get the Alt F4, friend. Get a nice peek at my sideboard guide up in the background every time we do this, so hopefully you're taking notes. Not my sideboard plan for this deck, clearly, but... Come on! Thanks so much. Thanks for stopping by, Dio. Appreciate it. Have a good whatever it is you're doing. I hope you enjoy it. Have a good evening. Hopefully I'm posting inside of Discord that we made it to day 2. Game number 2. Alright, we got turn 2 creature into turn 3 ramp plus removal and a 4-drop. Seems good. And we have our dual land, so if we do draw the Dean and we want to play it on turn as a 1-drop, we could. Speaking of the Dean, there it is. I do think that this is better as a 4-drop than a 1-drop. So for that purpose, I think I'm still going to play the Illustrious Historian on 2 and then Field Trip on 3. I think that this card is just super good late game, and we're not... This is a slow format, right? Like, we're not super amount of pressure right now. Plus, if the opponent doesn't have a 2-drop, we can start getting in for some damage, which could be very relevant later in the game. I'll always take that trade. Totally fine with us. Clears the board. We have an open board. Field trip here. We learn 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have dual red for elemental summoning. I think we're gonna take environmental sciences here. Do we want to play her as a 4-drop, or do we want to play this as... Let's just play this as a 5-drop. All for mana. One's just got mono removal. Interesting. That's also why we're not running out the Dean immediately. They have more removal. Wow. Mono removal. My opponent's deck is insane. Alright, now we got a decent board. We got removal. We have a creature that we can start pumping. We're 2 mana away from double pumping the Reckless Amplimancer. I mean, the opponent's been through fucking Defend the Campus, Vanishing Verse, and a Deadly Brew. That's a hell of a lot of removal for the opponent to have gone through. Unless, wait, there's more. Get more removal. As long as they don't have like a discard 2 cards, we're okay. So I could heated debate them on their turn, but I want to do it on my turn so I get the extra point of damage in. Interesting. if we attack, they block the 4/4 to 3 and they take 5. Unless they have another lifelink. At this point, I'm just trying to make them have it. They have 1 card left in their deck. They've used tons of removal. I mean, they know I have a land. I have 1 mana. Like, I can't do anything. All right, they're able to get it. Now if they activate Stonerise Spirit, they also take 1 damage. And if they attack, we can just kill them next turn. We can pump 3 times. Swear to God, if they top deck another removal spell, I'm gonna be so pissed. Do we want to kill it? Wow. Playing cram session. Rips a 5/5. All right, bud. Oh shit, I was supposed to play my land. Fuck me. Didn't. That was dumb. Got it on top, they like it. No favorable attacks there, so we just gotta chill. I think a mage duel would be great. Oh shit, it gets a +1 counter. Fuck. Oh man, I just punted that one, huh? Oh no, they didn't do it. Oh my god. Oh, that's right, it does 2 damage to it, so it died either way. Alright, well at least we got a bookworm we can play. Now, unless they have an exile effect, we just attack with a bookworm every turn.
Matter the occasion? Ha! I've learned lots of techniques from artists.
Their head exploded. So, fought through all the removal. We finally got there, man. Nice. Take it. Hey, it didn't take forever that time. Yeah, we can keep this. We only need one green land. We have a couple 2-drops in the meantime. And then we have a cultivate into emergent sequence. So we can keep this. We'll lean on the illustrious historian. That way if they're playing like a shock or a lash of malice or something, that they're more tempted to use it on the historian. And then we have celebrant that we can play later. This is a card I'll always trade off early. So we missed a land drop. That's unfortunate. Oh. As long as we hit like a green land in the next like draw or two, we'll be fine. Getting boned on lands doesn't feel very good. We have plenty of ways to dig ourselves out. We just... Right, the opponent has double Lash of Malice. Like I said, if we hit a forest, we're okay. Like, we just have to hit it in the next, like, turn or so. Like, while we still have an ability to deal with the opponent's threats. For fuck's sakes, man. Oh, losing a Magic this way feels so shitty. I guess we have a heated debate now, but still gonna take at least 3 more here while the opponent's just like, I guess they're flooding, so that's a positive. Try to stabilize the board. The opponent's down to 2. We can chump block with the 1/1 here, which is fine. For fuck's sakes. Hopefully they don't have removal for the fucking Pledge Mage. Then we can actually start doing something here. They have Expel, this sucks. We're gonna see what they learn. Oh, that's fine. Hopefully we can stabilize now. Somehow we're rallying from missing 3 or 4 land drops this game. It's a great time to draw Ardent Dust Speaker. Not only is it a relatively good blocker right now, but we can actually attack with it. And trigger says when Ardent Dust Speaker attacks, you may put an instant or sorcery from your graveyard on the bottom of your library. If you do, exile top 2 cards of your library. You may play those this turn. It's pretty huge. We got Bookworm. It's huge. Life gain, draw a card, 7/7. Opponent's slimming down on cards here. You have another Annihilation. They have Annihilation playing Bookworm. I mean, it's fine because we're going to exchange one of their cards and we're going to get 2 cards and 3 life off of it. But at the same time, it sucks because it is a recurring creature, which is great for us. Great job with the Mage Duel here. If they do kill the Bookworm, Fuming Effigy does do 1 damage when I put it from the graveyard into my library third from the top. So we do get opponent's ping damage, so we have a quarter of the opponent's life points gone just from a 3-mana trigger if they deal with Bookworm without exiling it. Nice. So we got land fucked like 3 or 4 draws in a row. We got stuck on 2 lands, but the opponent just like blew their load real quick, and luckily we hit a final green source so we can cultivate and kind of get caught up. But stabilizing with the bear was the correct choice. Yeah, we can keep this. I might use Adventurous Impulse on 1 here just because this isn't like a stacked hand where we're going like 2-3 drop, whatever. There's a gap, right? We're not going to be able to play Valentine on turn 1 because we don't have a swamp. So that's out of the question. And we don't have anything else to play until at least turn 4. Take the 2-drop. That way we can go 2-drop into 3-drop. So we got 2-drop, and then we got 3-drop, and then we have 4-drop, 5-drop. So that's a good curve. They might have Lash of Malice, but now we got removal as well, so that's good. Downside is we're playing against black and blue. Both of them have like kind of either tempo plays or unconditional removal. So it's not as great for having Lisette. But okay, so we can attack with the Lord Hold Pledge Mage. So opponent didn't even hover over Lisette, so it's either they know this set really, really well, or they just have removal and they plan on killing the biggest thing on the battlefield, which is the 4/4. Okay, they use 2 cards to get rid of 1 card. I feel like that's reasonable. I mean, at this point, I think I might just heated debate the fucking Needlehorn Drake. That way I can just attack, start smashing in. They're not really doing anything at the moment. They are learning, so that's not great, depending what they grab here. Exile target creature or planeswalker. So there goes the 5/4. They are 1 black mana shy at the moment. Nice. Hall of Oracles this is a good land. Okay, so they have the indestructible left in there. That's fine. They're creating tokens. That's fine. Um, Next turn we just smash in. We have heated debate up. Okay. Oh, got him. Bookworm coming down. Coming down strong. We can keep this. Still slow. If we hit a red land, we have a 2-drop. If not, we can cultivate for a red land. Fine. Nice, same play. I like it. My 2-drop's better though. Like if we exchange 2-drops, I still get a creature out of it and they get nothing. Maybe they got a Liliana. That'd be pretty bad, huh? Easily take that trade. Damn, Ardent Dust Speaker last game though. Hit gas. Okay. That was a real thing. Tapland's almost the end of me there. Need this bookworm down. That's game, I think. Nice. Ooh, doggy. We can keep this. We got turn 2 play. We have turn 3, turn 3. Usually playing a 2-drop into field trip is fine. That allows us to Fuming Effigy or Honor Troll. We're leaning in on the 4/4 instead of the 5/5 because if they have, they have Study Break. I was more I wouldn't have used it there. I was more concerned that they had another removal spell, but. Good turn for us. We got rid of their creature, and we thickened up our board a little bit. So heated debates we gotta look out for. The 3 damage spell. They can have Lash of Malices, Mage's Onslaught. They have a lot of removal. Seven or 8. I think we can operate the fine with 7 as we can with 8. So if we swing in, that's 4, 9, 11, 13. If they block the 4, 5, they take 8. So if they block a 2, they take 9, 11. So yeah, they have to block one of the bigger targets. If we all outswing, they could just block the 4, 3. Now I think we just win. Swing with everything. They block the 5, they block the 4, they take 4. Yeah, we keep this. We have a 2-drop, we have removal, we have a way to find things that we need to find. Good there. There's no way to make this work in my favor, is there? We're at 3-5. If we cast Heated Debate before... I did that wrong. I did that wrong. Now we just want to make sure we get our 7/7 out. We got Mage Duel, which will be helpful. But that's kind of like our go-to, what we got to try to do to win. Otherwise, the Wormhole Serpent's just going to take over. We just have to hope they don't have Counterspell. Good card. If you ever open this up in a pack, you should just play it because it's Phyrexian mana, so it's just 3 mana draw a card. Yeah, you pay 2 life, but it's 3 mana draw a card. That's kind of ridiculous. See, it's 3, 6, so that's not going to do the trick. Please resolve. Oh, they just lose now, right? The worms got trampled, they block. Let's see, they're at 7 life. Take 3 and go to 4, yeah. So they should just lose this turn with Ingenious Inspiration. Oh, actually I can make sure they lose. We did it. We fucking did it. 7-0, baby. Fucking 7-0, baby. Eat that shit. Rule for the fucking win.